Testing, testing. Let me see. I am alive. That's right, I need to turn on the game. Daisy, get dead. Alright. Yeah, sorry for being late and such. What? Oh, there you go. Anyway, yeah, welcome, Celine. Celine the Hot XOX. I'm gonna try to finish it off once and for all. I kinda want to start here, because it's not that far in. And I already still remember the solution, so may as well make it interesting. Okay. Hello, your lordship. I think this is the first time we've met. You're a lot smaller than I expected. Who is this woman? Why have they brought a civilian before the Scout Lord? People of the court, thank you for your patience. Until now, we have known this woman as Aris Elementor. And ever since the massacre, we've been trying to determine who orchestrated this. We only knew that Arius Stillwind signed a block contract with a demon called the Empress of Discord. We still knew very little about this demon. We had no idea who they were or what they even looked like. But we know the truth now. People of Wyvern nobility, the woman on the witness stand isn't a civilian. She is the demon known as the Empress of Discord. I have no idea how, but her form is that of a human. Using the disguise, she entered the Grand Cathedral posing as Beatrice Fergus' guide. She then aided the patron by using Beatrice Fergus to help Arius Stillwind massacre members of the nobility. Object! Why are we continuing with this? Oh. She only admitted to taking part in the massacre. Let's force her to tell us who the patron is and be done with this. Ah, how typical. The Grand General thinks he can solve all of his problems with violence. Why are you assuming that the patron is a human? What? In Aria's contract, it says that the patron is the individual who gives the contract to her. How do you know I'm not that individual? I go by many names. The Empress of Discord is only one of them. If what you're saying is true, then let's make this a simpler matter. We simply need to execute you for your crime against the kingdom. Haven't you forgot what my underlings said during during Fergus' trial? As a demon, I can never truly die. If you destroy my body, I'll simply reform in the abyss hells. I wonder what might happen to your daughter if I were to draw my ire. You're prosecuting her and playing the villain. But I know the truth. You secretly care about her, don't you? What nonsense are you spouting? When you thought she had mage blight, you had to prosecute her. You held on the little hope that you could convict her and convince her to take a plea deal. As the king's wife, her position might have been salvageable. And you did this also she could be with her beloved Esther. What? I. But then it was revealed she signed a blood contract with me. That changed everything. Made for this one thing by a demon owning her soul? She can't very well be a queen like this, now can she? I didn't read that. You had to find out who the patron was before the trial ended, didn't you, Lucio? Otherwise your beloved daughter would never be free. And you did all of this because you feel bad for what you did to her. Everything you've done is for the good of House Stillwind. Is that what you were doing? Because the way I see it, you abandoned her for an entire childhood. You felt so guilty about killing her mother that you couldn't bear to face her. No, Eris, stop this. And you know what that did to her? You didn't just take away her mother, you took away her father too. You stopped her of any affection. You couldn't help but latch onto the first person to show her any kind of superficial kindness. Eris! She didn't fall in love with Esther, she became obsessed with him. She stopped being her own person. She clings to him like a parasite. She changed everything about herself to suit his likes and desires. And you know, deep down in your heart, you know that if he is ever taken away from her, she will fall apart. Since I pity you so much, I'll let you in on a little secret. Killing me won't save your daughter, and you don't have the means to confine me. Even if you know who I am, your daughter will never be free from my influence. What? I suppose there's one possible way to break my contract. What is it? My contract will bind Arius Stillwind to the patron as long as they both live. If you truly want to save your daughter from my control, all you have to do is kill her. Do the poor thing a favor and put her out of her misery. You're the wretch. I want to down to the end of... Enough! Lucio, we cannot antagonize her if we want to find out how this happened. Is she right? Is Aria's fate truly doomed? There has to be something you can do. I just don't understand, Aris. Why are you doing this? You're noble, you're probably not even a citizen of Wyvern. Why would you go through the trouble of doing any of this? I mean, we already know, but yeah, it's just like, I think it's a good place to sign here. Tyrion, why are you here? What? Why do you constantly risk your life for the sake of others? Why do you try to seek justice in an clearly unjust world? I don't know, honestly. I think you do know. The answer is simple. You do it because it satisfies you. You save people, you fight the system. You just love indulging in your own heroics, don't you? That's not... It feels good, doesn't it, Tyrion? You know that you're the only righteous person in an unjust society. When you succeed, you're hailed as a hero. And if you fail, it's society's fault, not yours. No matter what happens, you can take solace in the knowledge that you're so much better than everyone else. That superiority you feel over them must be intoxicating. Your divine blood makes it so. You just can't resist giving into it. That just as your divine blood compels you to do good, my hellish blood compels me to do the opposite. I just can't help but take every opportunity to make you all suffer. My entire purpose is to see each and every one of their faces controlled in agony and despair. Anyways. Humanity is the stain on the world. They're a worthless parasite who steal, maim, and kill to get what they want. That's all they are, and I despise those who try to pretend that they're anything different. You're wrong, Aris. Humanity is so much more than you realize. And I truly pity you if that's all you see in us. Oh, so now it's us! That actually just reminded me. There's something I hate even more than humanity. I despise the celestials of the upper planes who go against the natural order. They condemn and admonish beings like me, all while watching humanity suffer from their secluded little heaven. They realize that humanity would never willingly choose good over evil, so they created the Heaven's Board to tip the balance in their favor. It's so self-indulgent that it makes me want to puke. That's what the Heaven's Boards are? It is, and I made quite a hobby out of breaking them and sending them back to their creators. I throw them into the I throw them into the deepest pits of despair before extinguishing their lives. There's been no greater joy in my eternal life. And it takes a lot of work to get you right where I will need you, Tyrion. Wait, are you saying... You asked me why I did this, didn't you? My actions that day were all for you, my dearest Tyrion. Also, I could see the despair on your face when you realized the truth. Tyrion. No. That's enough of you, witch! Lucia? Cuthbert, you promised me that we would save my daughter together. I'm sorry, You said those words to me with such conviction, yet here you stand, quivering like a grunt in his first battle. Are a few meager doubts enough to force her to retreat from you? Is that all it takes to defeat the infamous Tyrion Cuthbert? He's probably just desperate at this point. If Aris is the patron, there's very little hope for Aria. Unlike Beatrice, her block contract was short and concise. There's very room for interpretation, so you probably can't dispute it either. But what kind of return would you be? No, what kind of friend would you be if you didn't see this through? Aris, we didn't call you here to wax poetic with you. People you have harmed have a right to know what you did that day. So either give us your testimony, or get out. Even now, you're still undeterred. I really do love that about you. But I do wonder how long that'll last. It's true. I was the one who masterminded this. I knew about the king's funeral at the Grand Cathedral, so I forced Beatrice Frege to allow me to accompany her. When I was there, I used my contracts with Beatrice Frege and Aria Stillwind to compel them to act against their will. And through the action of Beatrice Frege and Aria Stillwind, I facilitated the deaths of Lloyd von Sanctions and Colin Sybil and Garrick Pierce. The only other motivation for my actions that day was to harm Tyrion Cuthbert's friends and make him suffer. Oh, let me see this. She facilitated. Yeah, that's enough for sharing. And before you ask, aside from my spells, I was acting alone that day. I didn't follow direct or indirect orders from anyone. Your testimony is pretty thorough. Of course, I am a demon after all. Since I'm unable to lie, I thought it'd be best to be as detailed as possible. That way there's no room for doubt. Isn't that wonderful, Tyrion? She's definitely playing with you. She may not have technically lied, but she's not acting in good faith. You should look at her testimony more closely. So you completely carried out this plan yourself? Well, I clearly had the help of Beatrice, Frigga, and Aristotle's, so I wasn't truly acting alone. You know what I meant. Yes, I just can't help myself sometimes. To state things so plainly, no human willingly helped me with my plans that day. Knows that she can't lie, but she probably had a lot of practice deceiving people. You should keep your wits about you. How did you find out about it? It was supposed to be a closely guarded secret. Oh, Tyrion, I can't tell you all my secrets now, can I? You can't exactly threaten to charge her with perjury. It's a surprise she's even testifying in the first place. Until you can extract all the information she has, you'll just have to play along with her games. What a terrifying ability. Thank you for noticing. That wasn't a compliment. I find it almost sickening how demons prey on people. Prey? People know what they're signing up for when they sign a contract with a demon. You can hardly blame me for collecting what was freely offered. Please, we both know that Ariel didn't knowingly or willingly sign that contract. Aren't you just assuming that? What? How do you know that she didn't knowingly sign a contract with me? My client would never willingly sign a contract with you, Aris. Really? What about with defending her dearest fiancé? You may see Aria as a paragon of justice, but everyone has their breaking points. If that's true, tell us what circumstances Aria signed the contract. You knew it. She's just trying to get inside your head. Aria would have never signed a contract like that, even if it were to protect Esther. Mind you just using their full names? You know I can't lie, so I thought I'd give you something. For example, I could have easily referred to another Stillman or another Frigga that I enthralled. That list is very long, you know. Ignore her, Lucio. She's trying to get under your skin. Anyways, aside from Piers, Von Station and Silver were key members of the Wyvern Guard nobility. What reason did you have to kill the three of them? I didn't. What? I didn't have a reason to kill them. I just happened to facilitate their deaths. No, but... You specifically went after them. I did, but I didn't have any particular reason to do so. But that doesn't make any sense. I suppose it doesn't. Anyways, would you like me to add it to my testimony? What? It would help you, wouldn't it? Yeah, I suppose so. She's got to be the most unpredictable witness you can't examine. We already established that Piers was killed due to his knowledge of Celeste's parentage. How can you possibly have no motivation to see them dead? Aren't you just assuming that? I'm not. That's the only logical conclusion. That's where you made your mistake. You're assuming I act logically. You're a bit of your helmet right now. Every murder you investigate has always told some kind of logic that you could use to make deductions. And Eris is a different beast entirely. For all you know, she could be completely insane. You might very well be seeing connections that aren't there. Is something wrong, Tyrion? You went to all this trouble to get your attention. The least you could do is appreciate it.
Objection!
Enough. Stay on topic, witness. I'm not complaining about this. But if you really want to make me suffer, why don't you just go after the people close to me? Now, but what would be the fun in that? Killing people is such an easy task to accomplish, even a giant can do it. There are much more effective way to make someone suffer. Why do you feel the need to specify that? To leave less room for doubts. Beatrice used indirect order to feign innocence in your previous trial, didn't she? But you didn't work together with any. But did you work together with anyone to facilitate the massacre? Of course I did. I worked together with Beatrice, Fergus, and Aries Stillwind. You know what I meant, Aries. My apologies. I can't help myself sometimes. I'll say it clearly so you can. I did not have a contract with anyone that wanted to facilitate any of those murders. I was acting on my own free will. Even when she says directly, I can't help but telling you everything she says. You just need to examine the testimony carefully.
Objection!
There you go, is that not it? I can't. Okay. Yeah, the music didn't stop me. Oh, they're not.
Objection!
Okay, no. Okay.
Objection!
Okay, that was it. Aries, you said you needed Area to kill them as... Okay. Anyways, Aries, you said you needed Area to kill them as quickly and efficiently as possible. But that's not exactly what happened, did it? Yes, it appears I underestimated your little bodyguard. They lasted a little longer than I anticipated. That's not what I was referring to. Okay, 1 second. And I'm back. That's not what I was referring to. Oh? You said that you needed Area to kill them as efficiently as possible. That doesn't really match with what happened to Gary Pierce, does it? Is that so? That look on her face. Why does she look so happy? Eris, unlike the murders of Von Sanchez and Sybil, Pierce was murdered with a blade frozen with magic. It's such a extremely convoluted way to kill someone. It would only make sense if you were trying to hide the evidence. But that clearly wasn't your intent. Hey, really, so why would I do that? For the love of God, woman, you stop speaking in riddles. I have no love for any gods aside from myself. She's behaving different than she was during her testimony. She's being vague. Is she still hiding something? Okay, stop getting baited by her words and take a moment to think about this logically. She's very good at misdirecting you and playing with everyone's emotion. The tip sticks to the fact that you know for certain. In her testimony, she said the following. No, considering who she is, she was definitely trying to mislead you. said her victims instead of the victims. Yeah, okay. It's a small distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And you recall Meredith using a similar trick during Beatrice's trial. Which can only mean the victims of this case aren't the same as her victims. Eris, which of the people in this case were your victims? Well, considering what happened, you could say that everyone at the cathedral that day was my victim. Yes, but who was killed directly by Beatrice Vega or Ariel Stillwin? I knew it. You're hiding something, aren't you? If that's what you think, it's definitely possible. Again with the vague answers. Why would she even agree to testify in the first place? There's nothing any of you can threaten her with. Nothing you can do can permanently hurt her, harm her. She could have easily gone into hiding. She never had to come here. Which means she wanted to come here. But why? Just tell me, Aris, who killed Lloyd von Sanctions? Arius Stillwin. And who killed Coraline Sybil? Arius Stillwin. And who killed Garrett Pierce? Why are you staying silent? Out with the demon. Who killed Garrett Pierce? I refuse to answer. She's doing this on purpose. In her own obnoxious way, she's trying to guide you to the truth. But for what purpose? If she's refusing to answer the question, that must mean the answer is different from the previous answer. An unknown person killed Garrett Pierce. That must mean... Ares, you're not the patron. Describes Ares' contract, are you? Who knows? I never confirmed or denied that. Are you serious? I grew sick of your games, demon. You knew it. The murders were too politically motivated to have it be completely random. You can unequally prove the patron's identity by using a divine edict. But because of the risk of getting it wrong, that just leaves you right where you started. Who is the patron, Ares? Who's responsible for all of this? You want me to find out the truth? So why are you staying silent? Because it will be so much better when you discover it yourself. That means you already have the evidence you need to do so. You felt it, haven't you? Ever since the investigation started. You've got a nagging feeling in the back of your mind, haven't you? What? How did you... It's right in front of you, Tyrion. You're just refusing to see it. You're refusing to see who I made a contract with that day. You made your contract with the patron on that day? Even with the eye of a god? You're still blinded by your human sentimentality. So think through it carefully. Who killed Garrett Pierce that day? Okay, think through this. Let everything else disappear from the world and only think of the facts. If Ares wasn't the patron, that must mean someone else was controlling Ares' actions. But they still coordinated with Ares, who had control of Beatrice. In an extremely roundabout way, Ares admitted that area was used to kill Von Sanctions and Sybil. When the patron killed those two, they were able to effectively counter every magical defense they brought up. They knew Von Sanctions needed oxygen in his force cage, and they knew Sybil could still drown if she was frozen by hold creature and affected by stone skin. was it? Oops. Oh, that's right. They're they're well versed in using magic lethally. So whoever did this had an in-depth knowledge of high-level magic. Not only that, they came up with creative ways to bypass the defenses put up by folk such as Sybil. Yes, and they had the ability to react quickly and decisively. But things changed when they murdered Pierce. Eris implied that neither Eris nor Beatrice killed Pierce. So did the patron kill him personally? But why? They already had control of the area. I'd imagine the entire point of throwing her would be to hide their own involvement. Did they become impatient because Celeste was holding her ground against Daria? No, Beatrice was already able to slip past her. That's how she was able to knock you and Pierce out with a sleep spell at 2:30 PM. If the patron was coordinating with Eris, she could have easily had Beatrice kill Pierce. Didn't you already say that? Okay, whatever. They want to kill Pierce personally. Does that mean Pierce's murder was more emotionally driven than the other two? That might explain why the method used to kill him was so contrived. Apparently it's right there. So what aren't you seeing? Whoever did this, they murdered Fontaine and Sybil. And those two were house leaders of the Four Pillars. In a way, they both represented corrupt parts of our kingdom's government. What changes essentially got away with murdering the Justin way, an apathetic approach to remedy the corruption within the justice system. But the biggest clue you have is the one that Eris indirectly gave you. I actually that they were all for you, my dearest Tyrion. Also, I see blah 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 blah. The truth, she wants you to discover it. At first she thought she was trying to make you feel guilty for what happened. But if that were true, she wouldn't still be here. There's something else she wants you to realize. Let's reveal everything you deducted about whoever she made a contract with. Through the way they controlled the area, they were creative and skilled at using magic. They must be constantly exposed to creative uses of magic. Ah, okay. Not to mention, they somehow, personally handed a block contract to Arya and had her sign it. Going by what you know, Arya was either threatened or tricked into signing that block contract. So whoever did this must have the strength to threaten her, or they were deeply trusted by her. In addition to that, they must have been close to the prey room when the attack happened. And lastly, they must have had an emotional grudge against Garrick Pierce. What? No, that's not... It's the most logical conclusion with what you know thus far. No! It can't be. That's not... Eris wanted to make you suffer, but you can't run away from this. You owe it to Arya. No, you owe it to everyone within I've got to see this through. You need to follow through, no matter how painful it is. Stop it! It has to be someone else. She would never. Can you think of anyone else? Who else Ares could have? Could Ares? Who else? Bah. Can you think of anyone else? Who else could? Who else could Ares have chosen? Who else could she have chosen that would make you feel like this? Damn it! Damn it! I can't do it. Your scream of anguish echoes. Your scream of anguish echoes through the. Your scream of anguish echoes throughout the ruins. Everyone is caught off guard and stares at you in confusion. What? What is it? Is everything okay, Mr. Jabber? Is everything okay, Mr. Jabber? I can't. Tyrion, are you? You can feel your eyes well up as you look at her. One look at your expression tells her everything she needs to know. There it is. You realized it happened to you. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. I demand an explanation. Mr. I can't keep voices consistent unless because you know, so many characters are just like deep, old voice. Mr. Jabert, what have you discovered? Tell them, Tyrion. Tell them who did want to be wrong. You never wanted anything, nothing would make you happier than having this attic fail, even if it were to cost you your life. But you know, the Empress of Discord. Tyrion Jabert, attorney of the Arcane. By the eye of Horus, I issue you a divine edict. Release thy gods and manifest your blood contract with. Say it! Say her name so everyone can hear it. Release thy gods and manifest your blood contract with Celeste McCoy. With the apparent death of Tyrion Jabert, the Empress of Discord shall revive him, conjure upon the eternal servitor, Celeste McCoy. Henceforth, Celeste McCoy's soul shall be eternally bound to the abyss of hell. As part of servitude, Celeste McCoy shall engage in actions deemed necessary to secure the compliance and cooperation of Ariel Stillman in the Empress's endeavors. And lastly, it is stipulated that Celeste McCoy, of her own volition and agency, shall bring about the demise of Garricus by her own hands. Afterwards, Tyrion Jabert's consciousness will be restored. Died? Tyrion, I am sorry, What the hell's going on? Demon, what is the meaning of this? It's exactly what it looks like. The patron you've been looking for has been right in front of you the entire time. Miss McCoy, did you sign a blood contract with the Empress of Discord? I did. It was the only thing that would save Tyrion. What? I never fought Arya. I fought Beatrice and Ares. They broke past me and ran into the prayer room. But the person they killed Tyrion. She can't even bring herself to say it. Do you realize now, Tyrion? Stop it. Celeste McCoy is the most important person in your life. She was the last person you had that hasn't betrayed you. And she signed away her soul to me, all so that she could save you. Why the summer look, Lucio? Weren't you going to execute the patron the moment you knew who they were? McCoy, does this mean what I think it means? Yes. I'm the one who tricked Arya to sign the blood contract. What? How could you? How so stupid. made that deal with her, I didn't expect her to. She used that contract to make you act against your will. So it wasn't just Mr. Owen and Miss Figure who were controlled that day. You realize it, don't you? Lucio. As long as the contract with the patron exists, your daughter will always be vulnerable to my influence. You can't kill me. So there's only one solution to free your daughter. I must execute Celeste McCoy. What? Understand one thing, Mr. Chabert. After what you've done for my daughter, I have nothing but the utmost respect for you. But I'll do whatever is necessary to protect her. Lucio, we can't act rationally. I'll let you in a little demonic secret. It doesn't matter if you can't find her within the prison. The patron will be able to take control of Arya, no matter where she is. But if you kill her, Arya will be free from my control. Do it. What? What are you saying? I should have done this from the beginning. When I realized what happened, I should have come forward and admitted to what I did. But I kept holding on to the hope that it was some kind of trick. I prayed and prayed for the patron to be someone else. Tyrion, I was hoping you would find something that would prove that all of this wasn't my fault. Finally found the comment you've been looking for, and it absolutely breaks your heart. The negative feeling you've been experiencing. It's because you subconsciously refuse to believe that she would betray you like this. Actually, it hasn't gone away. That uneasiness is still there. Are you still in denial? No, this is different. I suppose there's no reason to continue with this. What? I sympathize with your position, Chabert. But even McCoy recognizes what must be done. It's over, and I will not allow this demon to control my daughter any longer. You can't just... Kingsguard, restrain him. Wait, Lucio. That's enough. What kind of court is this? To everyone's surprise, Elia leaped from the platform above and landed right on the witness stand. Oh. She forcibly pushed Eris out of the way, something that caught even her off guard. Aria? I'm so sorry, Celeste, you are innocent until you're proven guilty. I won't let anyone pass judgment be proven. But Aria, I did this. Aria, what are you doing? How dare you, father? What? How could you possibly think that you have the right to decide who lives and who dies? If you're actually a prosecutor, I'd fight for immediate disbarment. And you, Mr. Bird, how could you just stand there? Me? And you're Celeste's attorney. Isn't it your job to defend until I find a breath? I didn't see the truth because I didn't want to believe it. I was there slip away because of my personal feelings. I was put you at risk. Spanish paying me to do so? I need to approach this objectively. Tyrion. To hell with that! What? Justice may be blind, but it's not heartless. I see in her eyes whether she's with you, Tyrion. You mean the world to her. She could sign her very soul to hell to protect you. If you abandon her when she needs you most, I'll never forgive you. Tyrion, Celeste, can you testify about what happened? What? But... Arya's right. We need to do this properly. I agree. And I will not pass judgment until we have determined exactly what happened. It's obvious he wants to be done with this as soon as possible. But even if he controls the Kingsguard, the rest of the room is clearly against him. Fine. Do as you please. Wait as you wish. But the moment we stand up the truth, I'll do what is necessary. Very well. Miss McCoy, please take the stand. Celeste. Tyrion, can you testify about what you did that day? Yeah. Oh, okay. just in case something goes wrong. That glitch is already like suspicious. The truth is that Ares rewrote your memories, Tyron. You were actually knocked out at 1:45 PM. We went to the prayer room a lot earlier for our meeting, and the commotion we heard was actually Beatrice and Ares attacking the guards at 1:40 PM. You tricked me and slipped into the prayer room. I've killed you. I didn't know what to do. That's when Ares told me she would resurrect you in exchange for killing Pierce. And no, I shouldn't have done it. I didn't care about what happened to me. I didn't realize that she would use my internal salvitude to take control of my body. She used me to trick Arya into signing another blood contract. After that, I followed through with my end of the deal. I killed Pierce so that she would bring Tyron back. The nagging feeling is still there. Something off about her testimony. Well, on with it then. Begin your cross-examination, Trooper. Gladly. She rewrote my memories? I didn't realize until after you wake up and gave a statement to the Inquisition. She must have changed your memories when she resurrected you. Ares has the power to take control of people against their will. She clearly has the power to bring people back from the dead. But if that's true, you can't even trust your own memories. Right, I suppose you didn't have control of Arya until then. Does that mean you never even fought her? I'm sorry for lying. I had to create an alibi. Celeste, the Inquisitor arrested her because of your testimony. The testimonies of Chris Alec and High Speaker also implicated her. But still, when also knew she was compromised due to find the purple mark in her pocket. I'm sure things would have ended the same regardless of her testimony. What did Frigga and that demon do when you found them, Mr. Boy? How did they trick you so easily? They saw Ares and Beatrice standing over the god's body. They acted like someone else has killed them. Then they lied to me and said they wanted to go into the prayer room for protection. That's when Beatrice, How did Beatrice kill me? She hit you with some kind of necromancy spell. It didn't visibly wound you. When I checked your body, it was already cold. Your heart was stopped. I think she used necrotic light? So that's why. That's why I thought Excaliburs said that I had traces of necromancy on me. She must have lied about trying to heal you as well. What did I do after I died? I'm sure that was her goal from the very beginning. She wanted you to make a deal with her. It was also she could make me suffer. Tyron, I'm sorry. Stop. Just don't. How can you possibly think that was okay? I knew it was wrong, but I just couldn't. I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do. There's no sense in admonishing her now, Mr. Cuthbert. There'll be plenty of time for that later. Right, that part was written in a slightly misleading way. She must have thought that the Empress would whisk her away to serve her in hell, but instead she took control of her immediately after. You should have known better than to trust a demon. Anyways, how did you trick Arya to sign that blood contract? Yeah, I didn't have full control of my actions, but I remember what happened. She probably wanted me to watch what she was using me to do. I'm so sorry. I told Arya that Pierce was demanding a plea deal in exchange for telling me who my parents were. Ares made Beatrice put an illusion over the contract to make it look like a request for an appeal. Since Pierce was convicted for killing my father, she respected my wishes. Quite wrong. That's not... How can you think I would ever want that, Celeste? I knew you wouldn't want this, but it just wasn't fair. Why would a person like him get to live instead of you? It was an easy choice. That goes against everything I stand for. I know, and I couldn't care if you hated me after this, but even now, I still would make that same choice. I even hate Perhaps we should stay focused on what happened for now. It's clearly sincere. She wouldn't intentionally lie about something like this. What he said doesn't match up with the evidence you have. So you need to examine his statements more closely.
Objection!
Alright. Time doesn't seem right.
Objection!
The time. Okay.
Objection! Objection! Objection!
There we go. Celeste, according to you, we heard a commotion at 1:40 p.m. Went out to investigate, and that's when you saw Eris and Beatrice. Yeah, I know all about my fight against Area. I never even fought her. If that's true, how do you explain that discrepancy? Can't trust your memory, but Leofer shouldn't have been affected. The thing is, Celeste, something about your timeline doesn't match the evidence. Really? I was pretty sure at the time. We were supposed to be at the meeting at 1:45 p.m. Wait, what did you just say? Our meeting with Peter was scheduled for 1:45 p.m., right? What's wrong, Mr. Burt? Celeste, there's something fundamentally off about your testimony. What? But it's I'm not lying. The timeline of what happened is completely off. A lot of your testimony doesn't match with what we've learned thus far. Firstly, it's about the exact time you saw Eris and Beatrice. According to you, you saw them at 1:40 p.m. But Leafer, Miriam, and Escalypse didn't lose track of them until 2 p.m. What? When did they say that? What are you talking about? You were there with me when we spoke to them. I know. I was paying close attention. I needed to see how close you were to find me out. So why can't I remember? You can't remember? But judging by what happened to you, Eris Elementor clearly doesn't need a contract to affect. Clearly doesn't need a contract to affect people's memory. It's possible to change the memory of the figure and her encouragement. It's not just that, Lucio. There's something else that Celeste is clearly remembering differently that contradicts a physical piece of evidence. Oh, no. Celeste, this letter from Garrick Pierce told us to meet him in the prayer room at 2 p.m. What? Eris may have changed my memories, but changing this is a different thing entirely. But we don't know the full extent of her capability. Can we really rule that out? Sir can have plenty of time to access your body and your belongings. At this point, anything is possible, and Eris is far too unpredictable to say for sure. But if Lucia is right, Eris could have gone around doing whatever she wanted. She could have wiped the memories of every witness who saw the crime. And she could have manipulated the crime scene however she wished. But if she had done, there would have been some logical inconsistency. Until Celeste was revealed as the patron, every piece of evidence he found, or conducted, has been logically consistent. The contradiction in what Celeste is saying could be explained by Eris changing several elements of the crime. Simpler explanation. Celeste, Eris currently has your internal servitude. If she could manipulate my memories, what's to say she's not manipulating your memories right now? I guess that's possible, but why would she even bother? She wouldn't even need to do. Are you serious? What more is there for her to hide? Whatever it is, it was important enough to make drastic changes to Celeste's memories. Wait. That means Celeste's true memory will tell us exactly what we need to know. But even if you're right, I can't remember what really happened. She has full control of my mind. That doesn't matter. It's just like every cross-examination we've done. If you keep testifying, she'll keep changing her memories to tell more lies. If you keep pointing them out, we'll arrive at the truth. We'll eventually arrive at the truth. Celeste? It's really obnoxious how resilient you are. 1 second. What? Why can't you all just give up already? Eris, is that you? What are you? Unfortunately, your little interrogation ends here. Kingston, what are you doing? Destroy Elementor's body! Too late, Lucio. I win. Celeste? Damn it! Eris, what did you do to her? I put her to sleep. Just just as I did with Beatrice. You... Why would you do such a thing, Elementor? What do you mean? I did it for the same reason I do anything. What would make Tyrion suffer more than putting his love in an eternal sleep? If you wanted to do that, you would have just done that from the beginning. You're hiding something, I know it. Damn it, we can't extract any information from her like this. The only person you can is Celeste. Well, good luck getting anything out of her like this. Ever since you discovered the truth about what she did, one possibility has been floating around your mind. Is it even possible? No, it doesn't matter if it's possible. Eris Elmser. What is it? What would happen if I nullified Celeste's blood contract? Assuming there's anything to even dispute, if there's. And I don't think you fully understand what that means. Lucio. What is it? Your men know where Ruby Tomorrow's law office is, right? They do. Where are you going with this? You'll need an attorney to cross-examine Celeste's testimony. She owes me, and she'll be able to finish this on my behalf. Wait. And tell her, I'm sorry I couldn't keep my promise. You're not serious, are you? I am one of the eldest evils that ever lived, and I would have never created a faulty contract. So Discord. Wait, you know by the Eye of Horus, I demand the opportunity to dispute Celeste McCoy's blood contract. I'll state it plainly. There'll be no room for doubts. I don't care. What? Celeste sacrificed herself to save mine. How could I face her again if I didn't do the same for her? You're insane! You're just risking death for nothing! Why are you so nervous? Maybe this is pointless, but I'll never stop fighting for her. Stop this! I can't help myself. I'm only human, after all. I'm only human, after all. Okay. Last one. I've killed people. They are usually criminals or bandits. But it still frightened me about how unaffected I was by the deaths. It always came so easily to me. I was a little too good. People told me that taking the lives of others would be hard, but I never felt that uneasiness, not even once. It made me think that I was some kind of unfeeling monster, and maybe I am. But the time I spent with you, it filled me with more happiness than I could ever dream of. Instead of taking lives, I could save them alongside you. It felt good to protect you, and yet you were relying on me. Something to someone. And whenever I saw the light in your eyes, it filled my heart with a warm feeling that was too good to be true, wasn't it? In the end, I failed you. I couldn't protect you, just like I couldn't protect my father. I don't understand. What did you ever see in someone like me? I really don't understand. Why would you go this far for me? It's good to see you too. Ow, what was that for? You know what it's for, you jerk! I literally had to sign my soul away to hell to keep you alive. And you just threw your life away? What else was I supposed to do? Should I have just let Lucio kill you? Yes, that's exactly what you should have done. It's a lot better than gambling your life away. I was never gonna go along with that. Do you even know me? Oh my god, this is why I couldn't tell you the truth. Because I knew you'd do something stupid like this. You know I always get to the truth in the end. All you did was make that process extremely frustrating. I could have gone away with it. You couldn't even beat me at chess. How are you going to hide a murder from me? Oh, you... Tyrone, I killed Pierce. I know. At first, I tried to justify it by saying he would die in 1 month anyways. What's his life? And what's his life when compared to yours, right? Wanna look back at them, just lying there conscious? I just got so angry, so I woke him up. What? I wanted him to experience a fraction of the pain that my dad felt. Someone like him didn't deserve a peaceful death. So I... Celeste. You hate me, don't you? This time I'm the disgusting murderer you've been looking for. So why can't you just let me die? Do you honestly think I care for you that little? What? You are, and always will be extremely important to me. One betrayal won't change about how I feel about you. Tyrion and I... always be there when you need me. And no matter where you go, we're going there together. Well, I think we might be heading to a pretty bad place. Well, I'm not one to celebrate a victory prematurely, but if you're already admitting defeat, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Eris, I can't believe you brought me here. I'll never hear the end of this from my father. Where are we? The courtroom of the gods. The court of Asta. Give you one last chance, Tyrion. You made a rash decision, but I can still send you back. Even now, it's just trying to suit you. Why is she so intent on making you give up? You're nervous, aren't you? Is that so? There's a reason why you didn't want me to bring you here. And I'm gonna find out what. Oh, your persistence was endearing at first, but now it's honestly really annoying. I suppose we will have to do this the hard way then. Don't say I didn't. You should have taken my offer when you had the chance. The only way to nullify my contract is to inaccurately prove that its condition wasn't fulfilled. So says the word of Asmodeus. By his words, demons are incapable of speaking lies. You're out of your elements, Tyrion. This is my domain. If disputing a blood contract was truly impossible, there would be no need for this code to exist. Demons are powerful, but they aren't possibly be aware of contradicting circumstances that may be created when they make a contract. You're hiding something that you definitely need to keep hidden, even when you took that information from her. Oh really now? You try to confound the investigation by manipulating Celeste's memories, but the contradiction of testimony proves one thing. She didn't see you or Beatrice enter the prayer room until 2 PM at the earliest. Your so-called contradiction is based on the testimony of Liv Frege. How are you so sure that her testimony is reliable? It's supported by the testimony of Miriam and Lord Escalus. They were all together at the time. Their testimony is sound. Oh really? It looks like you makes their testimonies unreliable. So says the word of Asmodeus. What? An illusion? What kind of illusion? Who knows? My statement still stands. You can't just expect us to claim without any evidence. I can't speak lies, Tyrion. Every statement that comes out of my life has to be true. I don't need any proof. In this court, the only thing that matters is what is true and what is false. And now the word of Asmodeus says that Lifa's testimony is unreliable. Damn it. I didn't need context, but she only says the Lifa was tricked. She didn't specify an exact time. Is there something else that proves Lifa didn't? regardless of when it happened? Leafa and her party went to search for Beatrice after you two went missing. Do you confirm or deny? Perfect. Whoever set that trap, they said it would trigger when Esther body, and it didn't trigger until 2 PM. Leafa and her party was about to search for Beatrice when the King's Guard informed them what happened. And mind you, the King's Guard did this immediately after the trap was sprung. Since Leafa was about to begin her search when this happened, Beatrice couldn't have gone missing until that time. And once again, you're predicting that on Esther's testimony, not just him, Eris. Several members of the King's Guard witnessed this. True, and that is why I was one with this. So says the word of Asmodeus. But how? That testimony came from multiple people. Are you saying that the trap was sprung earlier than that? Don't you remember, Tyrion? I can manipulate the memories of people who have a blood contract with me. But I'll give you a little clue. So says the word of Asmodeus. What? I tampered with their memories. You can't trust their accounts of what happened. How many people did you make contracts with? Little Lady Stillwind has been investigating my work for the last few months. But I had my tell-ons and writing got for far longer than that. I've been preparing for this for quite some time. But even the King's Guard. No one is safe from temptation. Everyone has a price. Your little girlfriend should have known better than to trust anyone. Still, there has to be something. I still have more evidence. Oh really? Whose testimony will you be relying on this time? I. You can present all the evidence you want. Most of what you have is based on eyewitness accounts. Even so, you can't possibly have made a contract with everyone there. Let's check that again, shall we? So says the word of Asmodeus. Are you kidding me? But you only said it's possible. You never say it was actually that it actually happened. You're the one disputing my contract, Tyrion. The burden of the proof is on you. That's completely ridiculous. How could I possibly simple? Issue a divine addict to each person who was at the cathedral. You know he can't do that. If he gets it wrong even once, he'll die. That sounds more like your problem than mine. Damn it. Nothing to say, the blood contract is there. Nothing to say, Tyrion. Isn't this the part where you present some groundbreaking piece of evidence? As long as the statement stands, you have doubt every piece of testimony you've gathered. Everyone at the cathedral have been compromised, except... Esther! I know he does suppose you're right. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Anyway, yeah, it feels liberating to break free from that weak mortal shell. So this is what you really look like. Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever you are, I'm taking Celeste's soul back. Kick her ass, Tyrion! So I'm gonna carve out your soul and melt them in the fields of Melbourne. You need to be careful. You're bound by the same rules as her now. You can't tell lies in this form, even accidentally. Why don't we pick up where we left off? I established that Beatrice didn't go missing until 2 PM. I wonder, why did you go through so much trouble to make me doubt that? When she gave her testimony, Celeste said that Eris and Beatrice entered the prayer room at 1:40 PM. But from the Axiom you declared, you know Beatrice didn't disappear until 2 p.m. Errors clearly changed Celeste's memories, but for what purpose? Oh wait, well... I believe you needed Celeste to think that the events happened much earlier. Staying quiet? That won't work this time. So says the word of Horus? Nothing to say. You can't stay quiet forever. I didn't need her to think that specifically. I just wanted to confound your ability to deduce what actually happened. And is that not what happened? That may be, but I think you have a specific reason to move her timeline back. So says the word of Horus. An event occurred that 5 errors changed Celeste's memory. What happened after? Okay. Be a patron? What? It's the only logical conclusion. The timeline is far too short. Even if you remember being tricked by her, you can't trust your memories. Isn't that right, Eris? Your desperation is almost pitiful, so that there's no room for doubts. So, I knew it. Is something wrong? I know the truth is hard to accept sometimes, but Celeste did betray Ares' trust. She's always at face value. But this could also be a trick. You could declare outright that Celeste is not the patron. But if you're wrong about that, you'll most definitely die. You need to be more certain to declare it. Okay, let's assume that Celeste isn't the patron. If Celeste isn't the patron, that contract would have already been signed. They already concluded that the black contract was disguised as a normal legal document. Still muddled. What was it? Why would she? Hold on. The fact that dropped is here is kind of suspicious. Tripped. Killed. Hit. Dropped is suspicious. Why would she? Something happening in the prayer room. Like dropped N in front of Celeste is pretty specific. Is it it says in front of area, then maybe that one, but since it's the only one. She awkwardly skitters away, so you saw something fall out of her pocket. Ah, Eric, you dropped your runestone. As Celeste picks up the runestone, she accidentally activates it. An image of a piece of evidence appears for a brief moment, but Eric quickly hides it, but not before Celeste sneaks a peek at it. Oh, I see. Celeste, don't just invade her privacy like that. Don't be like that, I'm really happy for you. She definitely handed that contract to her after it was signed. That doesn't necessarily mean she's not the patron either. Something wrong? You're conflicted. No, from the very beginning, she's been trying to get in your head. She tries on doubt and mistrust. But you always know it from the very beginning. Celeste will never betray Ariel like that. So he says the word of Horus? Even now you trust her that much? Wait, but that means you didn't betray Ariel, Celeste. She only manipulated your memories after the fact. She wanted to make you think that you did. So it's not my fault? It isn't. But it has a far more uncertain implication. Someone else is the patron. But who? No, that's not important right now. You need to focus on saving Celeste for now. Celeste wasn't the one who secured Ariel's compliance and cooperation. Doesn't it make your contract flawed? Please, I thought you were an attorney. The contract states that Celeste will do deeds necessary to secure the compliance and cooperation of Area Stillwind. No further actions were necessary. She was under my influence by then. But that means none of this is her fault. I wouldn't go that far. So says the word of Asmodeus. Right, there's still the death of Pierce. It doesn't matter who's responsible for the massacre as a whole. All that matters is my fidelity of my contract. You act like you're in control of this situation, but you've been nervous since I disputing your contract. You're hiding something, aren't you? Yes. Is it possible that it's not a simple and easy feat to accomplish? For example, would Marith be able to resurrect a person from the dead using a contract? Let me save you some trouble. Not the same as saying it was impossible for me to do it, but it would have required a large amount of effort on your part. For you, Beatrice was dead and under your control. The opposite is actually true. So says the word of Horus. What? I'm sorry, Celeste, but I was never dead. She just used a spell to trick you. No. So everything I did, it was for nothing. But that means you never resurrected him. He was never dead in the first place. The contract said that he was apparently dead. All I did was revive him by making Beatrice release her spell, which allows him to wake up. Oh, that eliminates the first paragraph as a festival weak point, but that only leaves the death of Garrick Pierce at Celeste's hand. Something that happened with Pierce, didn't it? What are you hiding? Whatever could you be talking about? Your contract says that Celeste must bring about the demise of Garrick Pierce by her own hands. Since you wrote that contract, that must have been the intent from the beginning. So why are you so nervous? Something went wrong, didn't it? If you wanted to stay quiet, All of this could be an elaborate trick to bait you into making a false statement. You need to be careful. You need to find exactly what went wrong. Is it possible that Celeste didn't kill Garrick Pierce? Are you serious? He's the man who killed her adopted father. He was slated to be executed next month. She didn't have a rational reason not to trade his life for yours. Yeah, and as bad as it sounds, that wouldn't be a hard choice for me. There isn't a single reason why I wouldn't take a deal like that. She may have wanted to, but something else might have happened. Perhaps Beatrice or Arya misinterpreted one of your commands and killed me against your hideous. So says the word of Asmodeus. Well, what if you force Celeste to kill him? She signed a contract already, so you have control of her. The contract states that she needs to kill Pierce of her own volition and agency. Do you understand? So says the word of Asmodeus. What if someone else killed Garrick Pierce on accident? Maybe a member of the King's Guard who survived and entered the prayer room. Try again, Tyrion! And well, did you feel any amount of what? So you figured that out. Feel tirade about how you enjoy killing Heavensborn. I had some suspicion. And how does it feel, Tyrion? The person who killed your mother, the person who ruined your entire life, is standing right in front of you. What do you have to say? Nothing to say? Say something, damn it! I think all I feel for you right now is pity. Oh, that's rich! You pity me! Your existence at an fundamental moment in my internal existence, and yet you put all this effort into making me suffer. Well, was it everything you imagined it would be? Did it satisfy you at all? I bet you didn't feel anything when you killed my mother. It was just another drop of evil into your empty soul. I was excited. It was far too simple. I didn't truly make her suffer. That's why I didn't. Oh, is that right? Well, what if you did succeed in throwing me into despair? Would you have felt any sort of satisfaction? Of course I! Demons can't tell a lie, Eris. You can't lie to us, and you can't lie to yourself. No, that can't. That's why I pity you. You were fated to be evil from the moment of your creation, weren't you? That's why you hate humanity so much. You envy us. What did you just say? Humanity. You don't grow, you don't change. You can't become a better version of your existence probably will be eternal. You can't say it, can you? You can't refute my claim because it would be a lie. You know what? Maybe you are right. Maybe I won't feel any satisfaction from killing you. But I'm still gonna try. To think you would threaten violence in my presence. Arrogant witch. Well, I suppose that solves that business. I'll back one day, and when she does, I'll be ready. For now, let's be satisfied that we've discovered what happened. Alright, about that. Are you serious? After all that, we still don't know who the patron is? At this point, I'm just glad Miss Coy wasn't the true mastermind behind this. Playing her contract, instead should have finally have her true memories back. I do remember what happened, but it's still really fuzzy. I recall trying to remember what was on Ares' contract when I caught a glimpse on it. I think that memory Ares that's the memory Ares manipulated the most. It's possible she'll need some time to influence. But we don't have that kind of time. That damned demon led us around for the entire morning. Not to mention we nearly lost an hour due to Chubert's disputing that contract. It's just past noon. Bring magical traces at the crimes disappear. Can you try testifying? Maybe with your memory. Okay, I'll do my best. Your memory. Okay, I'll do my best. Miss McCoy, could you try business? Miss McCoy, could you try business with the Empress of Discord? 8 p.m. I saw Arya attacking the guards there, and I fought her for about 15 minutes before she broke past me. When I followed her into the prayer room, I found her there with Beatrice and Eris. They knocked Arya, Tyron, and Pierce unconscious. I take Tyron's body and thought he was dead, but I realize now that Beatrice just cast finished death on him. Anyways, Eris offered her deal to me, but we couldn't go through with killing Pierce. I think you know the rest. A few minutes after Pierce died, Esther, the Inquisition, and the King's Guard showed up to arrest Arya. Aside from your conversation with Elmatter, that seems to match up with what we already knew. It appears we simply need to wait for Celeste's memory to return. He's clearly not okay with leaving his daughter vulnerable until then. Even if there's nothing apparently significant, I'll still like to cross-examine her. Go ahead then. Right, we know now for certain that the meeting was at 2 p.m. Yeah, she only changed my memory so she could trick all of us. You're saying that my memories were intact, she must not have the power to change them. Yes, she never actually had demonic powers to revive you. She merely had Beatrice release the finish the death spell that she originally cast. I still can't believe I fell for that. Anyways, who did you see attacking the guards? Was it Ariel or Beatrice? Originally, you said that you fought her for a lot longer. Yeah, I had to account for the time I spent speaking to Ares. I had a feeling something was off about that. I knew Taiwan would be meticulous about the timeline of the murder, so I had to take my testimony to match up with the time of Pierce's death. I'm really sorry. We'll talk about this later. So we weren't wrong about Beatrice sneaking past you during your fight. Yeah, now that I look back on it, it was probably a distraction so Beatrice could sneak past me. But if the patron was working together with Ares, why would Ares use Beatrice to knock out Aria? I never thought of that. Frankly, I find it hard to believe that the patron willingly went along with the Empress's convoluted plan. They clearly needed Pierce to die. It seems foolhardy. Right. Is it possible that Ares went off script then? She definitely doesn't seem like the type of demon to take orders from a human. Anyways, what happened after you saw me unconscious? Excuse me. I can't believe you fell for such an obvious deception. I know, I was just so scared. I thought Tyrion was dead, I wasn't thinking clearly. I'm glad that you care about me that much. But what you did almost destroyed Aria's future. Perhaps it's best to stick to the facts for now. Anyways, Ares offered a deal to me, yep. I think one blood culture could have such an effect on the investigation. I should have known she was up to something, but I was too desperate to realize it. You were put in a difficult... Take solace in the fact that you stuck to your ideals despite that. The Scalar is surprisingly sympathetic towards her. 1 second. Hold on, what? This must have happened when they went to investigate to find the common room. I'm surprised they still went to the fairy room as well. I would have thought the King's Guard would have kept him in a secure location. Those were my orders, but His Majesty demanded they secure the castle for the safety of everyone there. He's always been an altruist. The testimony doesn't appear to add any new information, but between the new multiple murders and errors changing people's memories, there must be something you missed. Remember each piece of evidence you have and the time of each event that day. There might be something you can use. Where is it? Oh, there we go.
Objection!
Wait, what? What is it, Trabert? Celeste, are you sure Esther showed up only a few minutes after Pierce died? Yeah, I remember that part pretty well. I seemed quite worried about being seen by them. I figured something out, Mr. Trabert? May I remind you that we were extremely pressed for time? Stop wasting our time. Garrick Pierce died at 2:45 p.m. and Esther showed up in the prayer room only a few minutes after. Yeah, that raises a big question. How did Esther enter the prayer room at 2:45 p.m. when she should have been trapped in that force cage until 3 p.m.? but Koi's members all reported His Majesty led them to the prayer room after he exited. Normally, that would be more concrete when compared to Celeste's testimony. But we can't trust their testimony. What are you talking about? While I was disputing Celeste's contract, Ares declared that she made contract with multiple members of the King's Guard. What? They were working together with her. And if these she must have had the ability to manipulate their memories. And intentionally lied during questioning. Whose guards have been compromised? How could I let this happen? And even if we assume that he somehow escaped an inescapable force cage, how did Celeste what you're implying? I'm not no. We know that a human, whether willingly or otherwise, worked with the Empress of Discord to orchestrate this massacre. He was deeply trusted by Ares Stillwind, so much that she didn't even think twice about signing a contract we gave her. There's only one person who meets those criteria. Esther the Wyvern God, the regening king of our kingdom. I knew it! Order, I will have order. Mr. Bird, do you understand the weight of this accusation? To claim that the king collaborated with a demon in any capacity is no small thing. I do, and I'm hoping this is all a misunderstanding. Nothing beyond Sally, and as much discord as misunderstanding. Nothing beyond Sally, and as much discord as possible. She made us believe Celeste and Harry were both murderers. I want to save Arya, but I also want to believe in the people who believed in me. If EFSA has information, I also want to believe in the people who believed in me. If EFSA has information that can save Arya, we have to find it. Very well then. I suppose it's only right then, with everything that has transpired, that the king should have it make his truth known. I agree. I wouldn't have it any other way. King's Guard, please escort His Majesty to the stand. Thank you for cooperating, Esther. Of course, I understand your position. I hope you can shed some light on how Eric came to be under the blood contract in the first place. It's possible that Eric tricked you somehow and made you carry out the massacre. Then there has to be something we're not seeing despite what the evidence points to. Evidence? You point to Celeste's testimony, am I correct? I'm sorry to say this, but are you sure we can trust her testimony? We can trust her now. She's no longer under the effects of a blood contract. What you claim no longer exists, but only you have the power to manifest them in the first place. What are you getting at? I'm sorry, Mr. Chabert, but I suppose what I mean is, but after everything that just happened, how can we trust you? What? You disappeared for quite some tries to the person who was there with you, or Celeste and a demon who can clearly alter people's memories. Is that a little convenient? That she was burnt to a crisp almost immediately after your return? She said it multiple times that didn't actually kill her. And now you're singing me out as the patron, the one ultimately responsible for the murders of Feng Qing and Sybil. If that demon made you into her puppet, wouldn't this be exactly what she wanted? That's right. How do we know this Heaven's Ball can be trusted? Room turning against you. Even the scale ward looks wary. Sorry, I didn't mean to insult you after everything you've done, but I suppose there's one way to confirm your theory. And what's that? Use your divine edict on me, just like you've done several times before. If I was truly in your league with that demon, should I have a contract with her? It'll appear, even if I was made to forget about it. Huh? Wait, that's right! We already tried that before and it didn't work! Which means that he definitely doesn't have a contract with her. Why aren't you doing it? I can't. I already tried and nothing appeared. I see. I'm sorry, Mr. Chabert. I know you deeply care for her, but we all blood contract and we heard of earlier confession. Not to mention, we have no way of knowing whether there's influence. If Miss Stillwind is to be saved, we all must accept what needs to be done. I don't like saying this, but I think it's time this trial comes to its conclusion. Don't you, Your Grace? Damn it, he's even got the Skeleton on his side. Even if it's against you, he raised a lot of good points. Why is he acting with malice, or is he just being careful? We just proven my blood contract wasn't valid. But the one who made the area commit... Maybe you've been thinking about this the wrong way. Ares found ways to trick people into signing blood contracts before accidentally helping her. The question is... There we go, and this is obviously it. Are they technically to the king? I have no idea. Have I never heard of this before? To be honest, that law is just a way to reverse him and appease the church. The Skull Lord and his king rule the king's rule? Wait. Scale Lord? No, wait. Flood memory comes back to you. I mean, it's obvious that she's important. By the authority of Wyvern God's crown, you're under arrest. Takes all their strength to subdue her. I know more than one spell, and I actually just learned a few new spells today. I'm sorry, spell? I know about 7 spells though. Her natural talent for learning magic? She inherited all of it from him. Are you okay? You can't really. Once you reveal this, there's no going back for her. Do you even have any rights to do this for her? No. Aries freedom rides on this. As much as pay you, it's the only way to save her and Wyvern. I'm sorry, Celeste. What? Why are you apologizing? Almost because about to do could change your entire life, possibly in a way you don't want it to. You will place an unimaginable responsibility on his shoulder, but it's the only way to save Arya and stop him. So I'm sorry. Please forgive me for doing this. Do you think one little life-changing event could change how I feel about you? Are you sure? I owe you Arya and you owe you an Arya for what I did. But we need to do this to save Arya, right? It's partly my fault she's in this situation. But if my life is really gonna change because of this, just promise me something. What is it? Take responsibility for what you're about to do. Of course, I was always gonna do that regardless of what. Are you two done flirting with each other? You have nothing else to say? Stop wasting all of our time. Esther. I know who Celeste's father is. Wait, really? What? No, you're bluffing. You have to be. Why don't we test that theory then? You said that no one could contest the rule of Wyvern aside from the Scaled Lord. But there's one more person, isn't there? What are you talking about? Only the Scaled Lord has the political power to override the will of the king. And his kin, Lucio? Yes, I suppose that's... Esther the Wyvern Guide, you needed Celeste to die during the massacre. It's because her existence would pose a threat to your rule. Are you serious? People of the Wyvern Guide nobility. Your current king was fearful of my bodyguard's parentage, and now we know why. Celeste McCoy is the daughter of the Scale Lord Rithalion, ancient dragon and the creator of all arcane magic. Judging from your reaction, I'm right, aren't I? I'm half dragon? Well, I'm apparently part angel, so you're in good company. So that demon was speaking the truth. Esther the Wyvern God. As the Scale Lord's kin, Celeste has the authority to pass judgment on you and overwrite your rule. Celeste has the authority to pass judgment on you and overwrite your rule. And when you're gone, she'll take your place as the ruler of Wyvern God. Miss McCoy, think about this. Can you even begin to grasp what it takes to lead a nation, much less this broken one? You find this crown no less binding than any blood contract. Just tell me one thing, Esther. Why did you do this to Arya? She trusted you. She loved you. You could have changed Wyvern God together with her, and you could have done it all without having to do any of this. Is that what you really think? I suppose you would. You'd probably think Tyrion is the first person to try to change this nation while working within its laws. There's nothing wrong with ideals and working within the laws. My father was like that too. He was a man of ideals, once. I watched for my whole life as he was completely forced to compromise another. It was to keep the peace. We must maintain the stability between the noble houses to uphold law and order. Do you know who paid the price every time? Not him, not me, not any of the nobles gathered here. No, the person who paid the price were the common folks. And the kind of people you two are always trying to save. I would have honestly thought you would understand by now. A gulf exists between what is just and what is lawful in this kingdom. I would have thought that you two out of everyone could have understood why I did this. We know it's not fair, but we're capable of changing it. And you had the power to do just that. I'm so hard to... I'm glad they're gone. And the other half wants to be the ones to replace them. The blood I shed in a single hours, I did more good for this kingdom than you two have done. You two have done in years. So that's how you plan on fixing this country with demons and killing your way to a brighter future? If I have to, I press at the hands of the very noblest I press at the hands of up for me before. What? Remember, you jumped on the stand when Tyrion manifested my blood contract. Not that I blame him, but I don't think he even believed me at that point. If he never done that, who knows how this could have ended up. I really appreciate you doing that. Yeah, a really good person area. I was really doing what I thought was right. Yeah, I guess that's what you've always done. Yeah. Not really gonna judge me for perjury, are you? Of course I am. I'm serious about that. Damn it. But we do require your help to hold the structure of our kingdom together. We won't send you to prison, but I might have you do some community service. Fine. I guess I can live with that. My father told me I was being too lenient. But I can understand the position you were put in. We all do stupid things for love, after all. Stupid? Arya? How? How could I be so stupid? Hey, you're not. I am. I'm a complete and utter fool. I knew about the blood contract after what happened to Beatrice. I'm an attorney for Lord's sake. I read countless legal documents, and when I signed that, I was just so stupidly happy. That's not fair. No one could have expected him to do something like that. I'm gonna drop the charge of perjury against you. Wait, are you still on that? Mr. Cuthbert has spoken with my associate in the press. The story we heard should be printed as we speak. I don't like this. I haven't forgotten about what really happened. I understand your reservation, but that's not him. Sorry, we can't be certain they still won't suspect that. The area? Shouldn't you be resting? Nonsense. Put myself where everyone else fixes my mistakes. Foundation of our power and stability. The carnage left in the wakes of this abyss of souls was nothing short of catastrophic. Amongst the fallen were Ladies Coraline Sybil, Lord Lloyd von Sanchez, and Lord von Lucia Stillwind. He's gone too. Both King Oliver and Crown Prince Esther made a heroic attempt to repel the foul monster, and while the profane demons failed and defeated, the king and crown tragically lost their lives in the ensuing battle. However, amidst the power, a glimmer of hope emerged to prevent the kingdom from the selfless act to maintain the integrity and unity of Weimgard. The Scale Lord acknowledged his holy daughter as the new queen of Weimgard. What? Again with this Scale Lord nonsense. This reeks of a violent political coup. Whoever this new queen is, I bet she's just another rotten noble. There's a picture of her on the next page. Wait, what the f- Well, that's how it ends. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Blah blah blah, thinking stuff. What are you looking at me like that? We'll never be able to do this if it weren't for your investment in our cafe. I feel partially responsible for what happened at the Imperial Academy. I have to make amends however I can. Don't worry about that. Business has been booming ever since we set up that shop in Breath Mall. But more customer means more work for me. The amateur is, but it's kinda fun, honestly. Wow. Aside from me, of course. What are you looking at, punk? Wait. Oh no, it's you. That crazy chick isn't with you, is she? Why are you looking behind me, man? Do you just call me crazy? Oh lord, run for it, Gaven! Good to see you, Mr. Cuthbert. From what I hear, you certainly moved up in the world. Yeah, a lot has happened. I did see the refinery is doing well. An angel investor on behalf of Her Majesty. You might have an idea on for a business practice. Oh, and I think I like the sound. Of that practice. Oh, and I think I like the sound. Of that. But that certainly sounds like a step in the right direction. Trekker would do best to help Queen. I appreciate the gesture, Trekker, but I don't think Bark banks needs skull, right? Tracking a dick for gold. John Van Doren, Andrian Figure. That makes checkmate, Cuthbert. What? Did you just lose? No, I demand a rematch. Learn to lose with dignity, for Lord's sake. I'm glad I let him keep the armband. That's cute. Do you think that the Scale Lord would sacrifice his daughter for the good of our kingdom? Theon, I want this job. Such humility, such self-sacrifice. I'm literally a queen! Who wouldn't want this mantle? Actually, this job is kind of annoying. Sorry. Nah, as long as I have you with me, I'm happy. You may have everyone else fooled, but here's how the story goes. Marriage is still a marriage and noble is still a noble. Oh, come on, don't be like that. Hey, if you still want to prove me wrong, by all means. But I ain't holding my breath. I suppose you have every reason not to trust in those in power. Hey, we're gonna fix this kidnap and we're gonna do it with the confines of the law. Are you okay? Yes, I really appreciate you coming here with missions for absolutely deplorable. I was hoping coming here would give me closure, but upon chasing the Civil God, we would have an easy time preparing our kingdom. I feel uneasy about all this. No, I see what you mean. You may have good even with Eric. Goodbye, Esther. Wait, this game was crowdfunded? Are you kidding me, Ruby? What kind of ridiculous case was that? Was you the one who called a monkey to the stand during Beatrice's trial? Yeah, I suppose you have a point. Truth is stranger than fiction. You should know that better than anyone else. Oh my god, I just realized. Is this what I've been doing to Aria? Hey, you're the one that's wanted to be lead prosecutor. I'm only filling in for this well bluff. Yeah. Oh yeah, there is a crowdfunding for Indigo. I see they allow you to. Just barely made it. How about she's still alive? What the hell is this? Why are you preventing me from leaving? Well, I can't very well make a fool. Let you make a fool of yourself the second time. You will not leave the circle until I say otherwise. So says the word of Asmodeus. Are you grounding me? If you want to behave like a talented child, I'll treat you like one. I swear when I get out of here. What if I told you about speaking in future tense? Unsubtle. So I was wondering, you lived for a really long time, right? I have. Do I have any siblings? No, I'm sorry, that was one many century ago, but I lost her. It was rare, even across the centuries, my soul companionship. Dragons are magical beings, and the creation of offspring is rare, so much so that it's a miracle that you were born. I'm sorry, but you are alone. I think I spent so much time with Arya that she's basically my sister. And Tyrion, well... Perhaps I should have some word with Mr. Cuthbert. Don't you dare! So we meet again, Crimson Demon. Who keeps telling people about that nickname? Who knows, it could mean anyone. Tyrion? You don't like it? I could help you come up with a new one. I'm good, thanks. How about Skilled Empress? Okay, I actually like that one. Actually really like that one. Got to. Is something wrong? She always had a habit of teasing you, so you can't help but enjoy putting her on the other end for once. I didn't really mean... Wait, no, I don't really... I know this is really rude thing to say, but I kinda hate the Eye of Horus sometimes. I love you too, Celeste. Okay. Try to inch closer. I love you too, Celeste. Okay. Try to inch closer to her, but she's trying her hardest to avoid eye contact with you. But it's one way to make her meet your gaze. To Tyrion and I. Do you not want this? Of course I do. I want this for a long time. I always find myself smiling like an idiot whenever we're together. I don't think I ever felt this happy before. Your faces inch closer to each other. But be able to go back to but moments like this makes everything. Take all the time you need. Right now. We have all the time in the world. Have you heard about what happened in Wyngarth? Is that why you called me here? This could have been an email. Anti-Semitic. This is serious. How could we not know about this Tyrion Cuthbert? Keeping records of the Heavensborn is luminous responsibility, High Inquisitor. Frey Cuthbert was always a slippery one. Even you couldn't track her. And he's just one Heavensborn. Ilia, he brought the Lord of the Six to the court of bloody Azeroth. You have any idea the amount of damage they could have done to the multiverse there? You worry too much. We're still here, aren't we? The multiverse is... And that's it. Gonna have to wait until the next game comes out, I guess. Until then, that's it. Now I'll just wait for the screen to come up on the stream, and then I'll finish the stream. Which, you know, I'll probably say... you will probably say bye by then, which, you know, if I see the message, I'll say bye.